What's good, YouTube? It's your girl AK, and we are back with another video. I just want to do like a quick little intro just to say that this video I'm going to show y'all what I do. I trade break and retest with Fibonacci for extra Confluence, and I just want to show like my favorite pairs for this coming up week. It's a brand new month. It's August, so we're starting off fresh. We are starting off with NFP, so we gotta be very careful with trading this first week. There's gonna be a lot of heavy news regarding Trump and his tariffs, and we got some things going on with the Federal Reserves, and we know the Fed Gov resigned, or was saying that she was gonna resign, announced that last week. So the market has been kind of crazy since then, so there's some things to kind of look out for. But yeah, I'm just gonna show y'all like my strategy, show y'all some past plays I did like last week or 2 weeks ago, just to show you how my strategy actually works, and then I'm gonna jump into the actual analysis for next week and our game plan for scaling up this funded account and trying to finally pass this challenge. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, just comment down below. Also, thank you guys for the support on my very first video I posted about like starting this journey. Y'all were very supportive, and I'm very excited to see y'all's journey because a lot of y'all are actually starting as well. So I would love like to keep in touch and just, you know, kind of see how y'all are progressing as well. But yeah, without further ado, I don't want to waste y'all time. Let's get right into it. All right, YouTube, I am going to show y'all my break and retest strategy while using Fibonacci as confirmation. But first, I just want to show y'all like what market structure is in general and how I trade it, right? So currently we are, oh, if I'm looking up, I'm looking at my monitor, by the way. So this is the camera, this is my monitor, just letting y'all know. But yeah, so I just want to kind of show y'all like kind of how like market structure works. If you're not familiar with market structure essentially is going to be like higher highs and higher lows, right? So the market makes higher highs, higher low, it breaks the high, higher low, breaks the high, right? So essentially this is an uptrend, right? Where you have your high, your low, your high, your low, your high, your low. Break and retest essentially is when you're looking to get in after this break of structure right here. So right here, price has broken structure. So our higher high was here, and price has broken it, right? As a break and retest trader, you're looking to kind of get in when price comes back to this level, right? Respects it, like it doesn't like, you know, fall past it, like it respects the level, and then it continues like up here, right? Now sometimes it can like dip a little lower, right? But as long as you're like buying above like this level, then this will be a considered like valid, like, you know, break and retest. So you can, if you see signs like down here, if it reversing, you can get in like down here. If you want to be more safe, you could wait till it actually breaks back up above this level. But essentially that's what we're doing. We're looking to get in on these particular zones right here, right? So that's essentially what all I'm looking to do, right? Very simple. If it's a downtrend, right, you have the market, it'll make lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, right? Same thing, like price is essentially breaking structure here, breaking structure here. If you want to look to get in for entry, you want to look to get in when price comes back around this area, right? So when price wants to come back here, you want to see it respect this zone. We're looking to get in here, and then we sell it out, we hold it, right? So that's the simplest way I could explain market structure and break and retest. But another important thing is like time frame confluences, right? For me, when I am looking to get into the market or look at a chart, I have to see a couple things. I have to make sure I have two consecutive time frames going in the same direction, right? And those time frames I'm looking at is going to be the weekly, right, the daily, and the 4 hour, right? After that, when it comes to entries, I'm looking at 2 hour, 1 hour, the 30 minute, 15 minutes. So any of these lower time frames can be used as entries, but as far as like a overall like analysis of the trend, I'm looking at the weekly, daily, and 4 hour. So if we have 2 consecutive time frames, that's basically the direction I'm looking to go, right? So let's say that my daily and 4 hour is bullish, but my weekly is bearish. Because I have 2 consecutive time frames telling me that it's bullish, personally, I'm looking for buys, right? Same thing if, let's say my daily is bearish and my 4 hour is bullish. Same thing. Since I have 2 consecutive time frames telling me that it's bearish, personally, I'm looking for sales, personally. If there's ever a situation where there is confusion between the time frames, the daily is bearish and the 4 hours bullish, since there's no like 2 consecutive time frames, personally, I'm staying away from that chart. I'm not trading it. It's just too confusing, and I like having those 2 consecutive time frames. So that's what I'm looking for as far as like time frame confirmation, and that's what I'm looking for with break and retest. Now to show you actual Fibonacci, I want to go to the actual chart, and I actually want to show you an example trade I took last week on USDJPY. So let's do that. Okay, y'all. I'm using my terrible laptop camera because my actual camera keeps overheating. I'm sorry about the terrible quality. I was explaining USDJPY. I'm just gonna start over from the top. Okay. So let's do that. Let's start over. Okay, this is USDJPY. I actually took a trade on this. I rolled it all the way up to 150. I'm currently doing a bar replay just to kind of show you where price was at the time. However, I did take this trade, and I can show you screenshots I took this trade just to, you know, have my receipts that, you know, I actually took it. But yeah, essentially, this is what I'm looking at, right? As far as structure, we were bullish on the weekly, we were bullish on the daily, right? This 4 hour actually like shifted bearish for a second. Like it came and we broke the structure point right here, so it kind of shifted bearish. However, our overall bias was bullish. Now what I saw personally, I saw that price and let me just show you real quick. Personally, what I saw that price was actually like making these like higher highs. It made this higher low. We kind of pushed to the main other higher high, like overall. So this was like kind of my main like swing low, and what I sent, like in a sense, I saw this is more of like the swing low, and this is more like internal structure being broken, but I still kind of count that when determining like actual trend direction. However, something I was seeing was that price never actually came back to really like fully retest this level. Like we kind of like looked at it, but we never like had a candle like come close down near this level, right? So kind of what I was thinking was like price may just be coming to retest this zone and then go back up, and that's essentially what it did, right? So kind of what I did, I was waiting for price to kind of come back and retest this level that was broken and then head up to the upside. I was targeting this liquidity over here because on the daily, this was liquidity on the daily. And then I was also targeting this 150 psychological level. I'm going to talk more about psych levels in another video. It's just too much to get into right now. But right now, I'm just focusing on break and retest and Fibonacci. So I see that price is coming down to this swing low. So I went ahead and drew my Fibonacci. This is my Fibonacci tool, right? So we have the 38.2, we have the 50, we have the 61.8, the 78.6 as my retracement levels. As far as the 0 is going to be at the top of the swing high, and the 1 is going to be at the bottom of the swing low. And the -27 and the -61 are just going to be like take profit areas. So if I want to use these areas to like get out and take profit, I can, right? So basically what I did, I took my Fibonacci level, my Fibonacci tool, and I started at the swing low. I dragged it to the swing high. And right here, I see price was doing a few things. So price, we came up, right? So it's A, B, C will be like retesting like this area. So I was kind of waiting to see like price kind of like have a reaction down here. And D would be my take profit, right? So this is kind of what I was kind of waiting to see like in the market. So As price like fast forwarded, I'm gonna jump to a 2 hour to show you. Price did come down, right? And we were retesting, and we actually respected this level quite well, which is what we're waiting for, right? Now I actually got in a little late. Like when I woke up, price was actually already above this 38. So price was already kind of reacting. Let me get to where I was. I saw price when price wasn't up here yet. I saw price when it was down here. So I got in when I saw price actually break above this 38. Now remember what I said last time. Like as long as you are buying above this level, because this level right here, you don't really need Fibonacci. It's just extra confluence, right? You just want to see if price is respecting these levels as well, if you want to get in a little earlier. But as long as you see price is like respecting this zone, right? This is the break and reset. This is the main important part. Price is respecting this zone, and this is breaking. It's like engulfing your bearish candles. That's when you want to get in. So essentially, ideally, you would have wanted to get in like when price kind of like closed above this bearish candle, right? However, I got in a little late. I got in when I saw price. I got in when I saw price breaking above this 38. So this is when I got in personally. I got in like around here, and I had my stop loss like a few pips below this swing low, right? As far as like targets, I was looking at previous structure. So on the daily, I knew that this was a on the daily, I actually had another fib drawn on the daily, and this was my 0 level. So if I draw that real quick, I had a Fibonacci going from A, B, C, right? I drew this last week. I actually ended up missing this entry, but I knew that I had like I had liquidity sitting up here at my 0 level on the daily. So this was target number 1 from a previous Fibonacci that I drawn from last week, right? And then also I have this psychological level, this 150 level. I'm gonna talk about that more in another video, like I said earlier. So I had my TP going to 150 basically. Yeah. And this trade was actually, it was like a 2.5. Yeah, it was like a 2.5. So I took this trade. I got in here and I just let it play out. And eventually we did hit TP, right? And yeah, essentially that's my strategy. Break and retest, and I use Fibonacci as extra confirmation. You can also use Fibonacci to scale in, right? So for example, in this trade, let me rewind one more time. Price actually pulled back a little bit, right? And I want you to pay attention, and I want you to see how price was pulling back. So when price pulled back, guess what it was doing? You see this level right here? What is this? This was previous structure. This was structure that was just broken by price. So we have a break of structure. Let me delete this for a second, right? We broke structure. What did we say? We say when price breaks structure, what do we wait for? We wait for the retest. What is price doing right now? Price is literally retesting this level that it just broke. Not only is this like a break and retest, it's also another psychological level. This is a quarter level. This is our 148.75 level. Again, I'm gonna talk about that in another video. But I see two confluences. I see, okay, price is retesting broken structure, and price is also retesting this psychological level. That's two confluences right there, right? Now, if you want another confluence, this is when you bring out your Fibonacci tool. You don't need it, but it's good for another confluence. So if I was looking to scale in, I would draw my fib from the swing low from before we broke structure to this swing high. And look what price is rejecting. Price is rejecting these fib levels. It's rejecting the 38, the 50, right? And we're actually touching our golden zone. I'm not gonna talk too much about the golden zone, but essentially your golden zone is gonna be between your 50 and your 61 level. And this is like your key level where price tends to usually reverse. So price is also rejecting our golden zone right here. So it's 3 confluences, right? We have price breaking structure, retesting structure. We have price also rejecting the psychological level, and price is rejecting our golden zone and is pushing up. So that is like 3 confluences to show you, hey, price is probably gonna get in. Not only could you like already been like in this trade that I kind of showed earlier, like you could have already been in this trade looking to go up, right? But you could have also like got in for a second entry, right? So you could have had 2 entries. So once you see price like kind of rejecting that level, let's scale into an entry. So we're gonna scale in on the 1 hour. Once you kind of saw price like pushing up like around here and like engulfing these candles, you could have got in for a second entry. You could have got in here, stop loss below structure, because you can't break structure, and you could have held it up for another trade, right? So that is how you can use Fibonacci to kind of like scale in your trades, as well as like add entries and stuff like that. So I'm gonna delete this for a second. But I didn't scale in. I was actually looking to. I fell asleep. I came back from work. I fell asleep, unfortunately. But this was what I was looking to do. I was looking to scale in, but I just wasn't present at the market at the time. But I did catch his original trade, and I did get a win. Again, I could show a screenshot just to show that I actually took it. But yeah, this is really my strategy. Break and retest. Fibonacci is not necessary, but if you want an extra confluence, you can use Fibonacci on top of that, and that's what I do to frame my trades. So this is current price right now. Yeah, so as you can see, if we zoom out a little bit, we had some major news. I talked about that earlier. Major news that came out that broke a lot of structure. So the weekly actually, we pushed down like crazy, right? Me looking at the daily, I would still consider this daily bullish. Until price breaks this like swing low, I'm still considering it bullish. So I'm gonna keep that as bullish. And as far as my weekly, yeah, my weekly swing low is like down here. My weekly is also, I consider that as bullish too. I do think that the daily might end up breaking this level though, I'm not gonna lie. Because we kind of have like this counter trend going right here, and this could just be a pullback on the weekly, and then it continue to go up. So there is a chance that like price could come down here. So I'm not saying that UJ is gonna go up. I'm just saying I'm not considering it bullish until it breaks this structure. So as of right now, I'm not really looking to sell yet until we break structure. Now the 4 hour, we're definitely bearish, right? We broken structure already. We broken structure here, and we broken structure right here. So yeah, we are definitely bearish on the 4 hour. But yeah, if I was to draw my fib, technically this is my swing low, this is my swing high, and we're in this 61 like zone. So my weekly still bullish and my daily still bullish. So if I get reactions from this area, I'm looking to buy. Like, now the safer thing to do would be to wait for price to come back to where we previously broke in structure. So like right here, like previously with price, we were coming up, right? And we were supposed to come down for this retest. Remember I said earlier, it's okay if price dips a little lower, right? But essentially, you want to wait for a reaction to come up. The safest place to buy would be when price is back like up here. The safest place to get in is when price comes back above this level. You can try to get in like down here if you see reactions early, if you want to get in early, but that's risky. The safest play is to wait for price to kind of come back up above this level. So currently price is like down here. So if I also see price like come up, like come back up here or something like that, that's kind of what I would look for, like a buy. Now if price doesn't do that, price actually comes down and it like clears this low, I'm no longer looking for buys. Like at this point I'm looking for sales, because at that point my 4 hour will be bearish and my daily will be bearish as well. So just keep that in mind. So I'm still bullish on UJ for now. I need to see price break this level before I can consider it bearish. Okay, let's look at the indice now. Usually I trade SPX 500, but the structure on Nas just looks like way cleaner. So I'm gonna show you Nas real quick. They move about the same, but I'm gonna show Nas. On the weekly, we are obviously bullish, right? We have been making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So we're obviously bullish on the weekly. The daily, we have broken structure. We broken structure here. Oops, sorry y'all. So the daily is definitely bearish, and the 4 hour is also bearish. Since we have 2 consecutive time frames telling us that it's bearish, we are going to look for sales. As far as like a target, I'm not saying price could get all the way down here, but what I am saying is that price did, like a long time ago, price broke structure down here, and since we're bullish on the weekly, we could be looking to retest this level on the weekly. So I wouldn't be surprised if price like came all the way down here. I'm not saying it will, I'm just saying like potential like target, this could be a potential target. As far as what I'm looking for, we dropped a lot, right? I'm waiting on some kind of retracement. Essentially, I'm looking to see if price will pull back a little bit for next week, right? So this is my swing high, that's my swing low. We recently broke structure right here, right on this key level. So around this area is essentially where I'm looking to see price kind of return to. So I'm looking to see price kind of come back up here and like retest this level. Price could come a little higher, but essentially I'm looking to see price like have some kind of reaction in this area and then show me signs that it wants to come back down. And I'm looking to like kind of take it out. And I'll probably hold it to like the 27 or even like this level that I marked on the weekly. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for Nas. Now again, we have to wait for that reaction. We have to wait for the pullback, and we have to wait for the reaction. So it's really a waiting game with Nas to see if we get that pullback. If we don't get the pullback, I'm not doing anything. I'm just waiting. But I know price has to correct. Price will never just drop forever. So the market will always make higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. On a downtrend, it will always make a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. The market will never ever just drop forever. Like it has to come back and create structure. So that's essentially what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for price to come back into this zone, retest this broken structure right here. It could potentially like bounce off of these levels as well. But once I get that reaction and seeing price push like downwards, that's when I'm kind of waiting to like get in. A safer area to get in would be when price does like break back out below this level, because all the selling pressure is below this level. Anything above this level was buying, right? Anything below this level would be selling. So I'm just kind of waiting to see price like respect this level and then push down. Okay, YouTube, that is basically how I trade break and retest while using Fibonacci as a Confluence. Again, I'm gonna make another video talking about Fibonacci by itself. I think I should also make another video talking about like key levels by itself, but only if y'all want to see that. If you don't want to see that, then I'm not gonna make a video. But if you do want to see a more detailed video, like let me know and I'll talk about it more in another video. Just comment down below what you want to see. But that is essentially how I trade, and that is essentially my analysis for next week. Again, gotta wait for those reactions. They're just trade ideas, they're not certain, right? This is all just my idea. None of this is like financial advice. I'm not telling you to like take these trades, right? Trading is extremely risky, and I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an expert. This is just what I do and what I've been doing to kind of like help like with my trading and make profits in the market. But I am not an expert, right? I think you should also like do your due diligence and like study the market and figure out what works for you. This is what works for me, okay? So yeah, that's my disclaimer right there. Not a financial advisor, okay? So take what I say with a grain of salt. I'm just talking about what works for me, okay? But yeah, let me know if you want like a more detailed video about Fibonacci as well as psychological levels, because I can do that. But yeah, we're gonna see how the week goes. I'm looking forward for this week. I'm pretty excited. Brand new month, looking to make some profits, and yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Hope y'all have a great, amazing day. Good luck this week in the markets. Good luck to everybody who's also in their day trading journey as well, or swing trading journey like me. And yeah, that's it, y'all. Bye.